G'day gang, welcome to another Midnight Double Feature episode. This one is a little bit different. As you can see, it's a special feature. We haven't done a special feature in, I don't know, maybe 2 years. So you might be wondering, what is that? Well, it's not like an upcoming attractions where we do upcoming films, news, reviews. It's not like a feature presentation where we do a deep dive into one of our favorite movies. But special feature is like the miscellaneous, and this one's a good one, man. It's a good one. Zohab's got an interview here with Han Soto. In this interview, they talk about his roles in Cobra Kai, some of his roles working with Robert De Niro. He had a role in Logan, and here's a cool segue. Speaking of Logan, he's also an upcoming film called Reminiscence, which also stars Hugh Jackman. See the connection? There we go, the connection to Logan. Segway King, that's me. And Reminiscence is directed by Lisa Joy, the co-creator of Westworld. So this guy's got a pretty awesome resume. So it's going to be an awesome episode. So for all our new listeners, welcome. Thanks for hanging out with us. And for our usual listeners, once again, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for supporting the show. And sorry, no upcoming attractions episode this week. We haven't missed one in I think a couple of years. It's been a while. But we didn't want to leave you hanging, so that's what we're dropping this episode. Usually these interviews are done within the upcoming attractions episodes, but we used to have them separate. This is our first time doing them separate in a while. I'm curious, do you prefer them together? Do you prefer them separate episodes? Let us know. Your feedback is always appreciated. And, you know, we like experimenting and trying new things as well and just trying to perfect the episode. So, yeah, we appreciate the feedback as well. Look, without further ado, I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I'm not going to ramble for too long. So I haven't heard this interview. You haven't heard this interview. Let's check it out together. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here's Zohab's interview with Han Soto.
Mr. Han Soto.
Hi, Zohab. How are you?
Good, man.
Nice
Good. Yeah, lovely to meet you, dude. This is awesome. Thank you so much for doing this. Firstly, really, really appreciate it. And, you know, for you taking time out of your day. Firstly, man, I got to ask, how many times do you get called up on your name?
How many times do I not get called out? I'm not sure. I think I would go with called out and take the quarters or nickel from that than not being called out. I get it all the time, man. I always get cool fucking name, dude. It's a cool name, dude. You know,
honestly, it's a badass name. Like it's a fucking badass name, dude. So
you know the story. You know the story how it connects to Harrison Ford, right?
No. I mean, okay. So look, I did a bit of a stalking on your Instagram, and I saw a photo of you with Harrison.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is tripping me out. So hit me.
Yeah. We were on set. I was on set for Ender's Game for about 5 months working with Harrison. So it was just. I mean, it couldn't have connect two dots.
Oh my god,
more closely together. Yeah,
that's so awesome, dude. Did he trip out? Because like he doesn't love talking Star Wars. Like, you know, I don't think he's like the big kind of like, you know, he's not like Mark Hamill who's just like, let's talk about Star Wars, right? Like, you know, he's
super stoic. And it was my introduction to him was, you know, he was by Video Village and he came up and introduced himself. He said, "I'm Harrison, and I know who you are. Nice to meet you in person." And then I put my hand on, I'm Han, and he goes, "I know." And then he walks away and he turns around and he goes, "Han Soto, really?" And he shook his head. He had his little bagel thing he was eating, and he just shook his head and just walked away.
Oh
it was
my
awesome.
god, dude! The best thing is like that's so easy to kind of picture in your head, like just that happening. It's awesome.
Yeah. And when it was happening to me, I was like, "This is so weird. This is so weird."
God, I would have loved to be like a fly on the wall, like when that happened, dude.
Yeah,
like,
that was a fun set, man. A lot of all stars in that one. Viola Davis.
Yeah,
Harrison
dude.
Ford, you know, just super amazing people.
That's a fantastic film. I think that is such an underrated film and a really good book as well.
Yeah.
So look, man, I could have started this interview off with something, you know, deep and whatever, like critical. But look, man, one of my favorite movies of all time is Logan. Like we gotta talk Logan, man. Like, I mean, you know, awesome. widely considered to be one of the best comic book movies of all time. And you play a pivotal role in one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Because like it's one of those rare moments of humor and levity in this kind of like otherwise super serious movie, right? So
yeah,
your kind of like performance and reaction in that moment is really like hinging on you. Talk to me about your experience on Logan, kind of like being handed those keys by Hugh Jackman. And
look, man, it was look, James Mangold, freaking genius,
legend.
Yeah, I mean, just look, I had an early morning call time, and it was like it was a 6 a.m. call time. I showed up on set. I had one scene. My actual scene that was written for me was the one with the valet keys. The first scene, remember that one when he pulls up in the truck?
Totally.
Yeah. So I shoot it. All right, cool, we got it. And then I'm just chilling. I'm waiting to go sign out, but the PA has me waiting, right? So I'm sitting there, and it's like 4 hours in. I'm like, all right, they've got a lot of money, but I just don't like production wasting money, you know?
Right.
So I was trying to tell the PA, I was like, dude, I got one scene today. That's it. Like, you should release me, or you're going to be paying me a ton of money. So they really didn't they didn't tell me anything. And I kid you not, like 18 hours went by. 18 hours. So within the 18 hours, either James or James is probably the one who wrote it, but he was writing another scene for me.
Oh shit!
They didn't tell me they were doing that, but he was writing the scene where the limo pulls up.
Yeah.
Right, and then and it was the last shot of the day. I'd been on set for like 20 hours. It was insane. I mean, overtime was amazing. But when it was time, he said, "All right, dude, time to do some acting." so yeah. So when I opened the car, my reaction to Sir Patrick Stewart was like genuine, because I didn't know he was going to be in there.
Yeah.
So that was kind of awesome. I mean, it was just amazing. I had great conversations with Hugh Jackman. I'm sitting in the green room waiting for I'm with Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman, and it's just us three in there chilling. I mean, I grew up wanting to be Wolverine, so that's who we played when we played X-Men. Whoever didn't get first pick, did I get Wolverine? So now I'm chilling with him later. It was just amazing. It was just like, wow, what's my life, right? And I had a blast. I mean, I first time I met Hugh Jackman, and then we reunited in another movie recently called Reminiscence.
I want to talk about that a bit later.
That was awesome, dude.
Gotta ask about that later, man. That's awesome. I mean, yeah, man, that's honestly going to be like one of those like pinch me, I'm in a dream moments, man. Like, it's crazy. I feel like there are a lot of moments. I want to find those moments every time I'm on set is what. Oh yeah.
Kind of like, yeah, like never lose sight of what you're in. It's one thing to say I'm grateful, but man, really just taking it in, and it's something else. It's something else, because this wasn't my path. This wasn't my career choice, Like,
oh, really?
It wasn't like, I'd say it wasn't my career choice. I actually made a assertive effort to make it my career choice, but it wasn't kind of written in the stars for me.
When you were younger, that's not what you.
When I was younger, yeah, doctor, lawyer, pharmacist, that kind of stuff. But typical Asian family. Yeah. I mean, because that's what they know, right? They came over here. They migrated from Vietnam.
Oh, totally. Dude, I understand. I come from an Indian family, so like, I'm a lawyer. Like, what does that say? Like,
Yeah, exactly. And I think you did it for fun, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally. Yeah, I love reading.
You did it to appease your parents. I love India, by the way. One of my favorite countries to visit.
I've never been. So if you're in Australia, well, technically, my parents are Fijian Indian. So Fiji had were colonized by Indians. So my parents migrated over from Fiji to Sydney, like a lot of Fijian Indian families.
Yeah.
I've been plenty of times to Fiji, but never to India.
You got to go, man. Before, you got to go.
Well, when everything opens up again, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. Totally. Yeah, it's an experience. I love India.
Totally.
Anyway, I digress.
No, please. So we were talking about those, pinch me, I'm dreaming moments. You've been, while we're on the subject of comic book movies, you've appeared in quite a few adaptations, right? I mean, like that amazing Watchmen TV show. You were in Logan. Preacher, Fantastic Four, to name a few. Were you a big like comic book fan growing up? Like, is this like were these like kind of like, oh shit, this is a comic book film or a comic book TV show? I want to be a part of that.
I collected comic books when I was a kid, but then I switched over to baseball cards. So I got like, all the Donruss Fleer Upper Decks. Like, I don't even know they're worth any money, but they're in their Beckett, they're in their plastic wrap, and I even have the original Beckett's that you look for the pricing. that was like my thing when I was a kid. You go to like it's a gas station called Time Saver. You buy the Beckett, you come home, you see what all your cards are worth. So it's kind of I did that with comics too, but it was just too hard to store. But I have some pretty cool ones. I have some really cool ones. I have a Wolverine one. I should have brought this set, man. I didn't even think about it. I was trying to be pro.
Here, can you sign this, please?
Oh
You're trying not to like fanboy.
I'm gonna manifest it on the third movie we do together.
Oh, dude, yes, yeah. 3 times a charm, right? Third time's a charm.
Yep, he's awesome.
So I want to get a sense of like how you pick your projects and whether a good filmmaker directing a movie is a big deciding factor, because you've worked with some incredible directors like Antoine Fuqua, obviously James Mangold, Rian Johnson, John M. Chu. Is that a factor that you look at when you're deciding which projects to take on, or is it just kind of like, I'll take what comes my way? Oh.
No, it's part of the process. I want to make sure we trend in like an upward direction, and part of that is working with filmmakers who are aligned with kind of like your style and like.
Your values, right?
Where you want to go, and I'm a big underdog fan. Not that those guys are underdogs, but they have their underdog story, and I'm just blessed to be able to celebrate it with them at this point in their journey,
Right. I mean, like, especially John Chu in particular. I mean, like G.I. Joe Retaliation was that, it was his first kind of like big budget sort of film, and then he went on like Crazy Rich Asians, and now he's doing so much more, dude. Like there's so much coming down the pipeline for him. So, for you to be there,
I'm so proud of him, man.
Yeah.
I funny story with G.I. Joe. I actually got on set. I would say snuck on set, but I got on set as a stunt performer, and it was a night shoot. So I slept during the day, went to do night shoot. Had 3 of us in there, and he didn't use me. So I went home. I got paid, but it's not really about the money, right? So I went home.
Right.
I was like, damn, man, I didn't use. So I went out and had some drinks. I was just kind of like sulking in my own, like, and next thing you know, if you have a night shoot, you're supposed to stay up and then sleep, right? So anyway, I messed my whole schedule up. The whole next day, I was just like still in it, like kind of like having a pity party for myself. Anyway, he called. The AD called and said, "Hey, John wants you on set for a role as an actor.
Oh, no way.
Can you make it? How far away are you?" And I was like, "I'm already on my way." I wasn't on my way. I was like, "I'm already in the car, dude." But yeah, I got to talk to his dad while I was waiting as a stunt performer, and he was a cool guy. I mean, look, success couldn't happen to a better person, or a better family. So,
yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, like that is such a great story to be a part of, and like, just being, and I know that's not John's first movie, but like his first kind of like breakout big budget.
Oh, that's the one that kind of like if it did well, it's gonna be good for him, But
I fucking love that movie. I think that movie doesn't get enough recognition, man. That is
the cliff scene. That cliff scene when they come in. Oh my god.
Seeing that in IMAX, man, you feel like you're gonna fall in. Like, honestly,
yeah. That's my buddy Joe. My buddy Joe was a yellow ninja. Do they call him ninja or?
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, he was. I think he had the yellow outfit on. He was pretty. Yeah, it was amazing.
Nice, man.
I couldn't do it. I'm terrified of heights.
No, same, dude. Like, honestly, watching it in IMAX gave me vertigo. So I'm just like, I'm good. I'm good, man.
Yeah, exactly.
So look, having worked with these amazing directors, and this is kind of like getting into kind of like your process, what lessons did you take as an actor from your previous roles, and how did you kind of like apply those lessons into something more recent like Cobra Kai?
So I mean, I worked with Nicolas Cage on Left Behind.
Yeah.
And one of the things I picked up from him, I love Nicolas Cage. He's amazing.
Awesome.
one of the things I picked up from him, and I took it on every set after that, was once I left my trailer, my lines were all memorized. Everything was done. He didn't have, even for rehearsals, he never had his sides with him. So, he would know exactly where it is when we were going to rehearsal. I watched him do that. And I was like, this is amazing. And he had a lot. Yeah. So I took, there's a bunch of little nuggets that I take from every actor. Nicolas Cage, that for that particular instance, like, I think he really helped me in terms of preparation, and Mark Ruffalo, I worked with him on Now You See Me, watched him kind of like calm a colleague down in the van on the way to set. That was kind of neat, but yeah, you get a bunch of these little moments where it's like, all right, I like that. I'll take it, and then you just develop your own little kind of platform and guidelines to go by.
Well, that's it, man. I mean, like you're observing, Nicholas goddamn Cage and Mark Ruffalo, these actors who have been like working for years in huge things, right? So you just, naturally they bring their own things to it, and you're just like, you know what? I'll cherry pick that. I'll cherry pick that, and I'll put it into my little repertoire. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Man, now that we're here, do you have any Nick Cage stories? I mean, like, I love Nick Cage. Like, Nick Cage is one of the most amazing, like, because you see his performances, and they are a lot of the time unhinged, but every time someone talks about him, they talk about him as if he's the most sweetest person on the planet. I'm sure he is. So even just whatever you have on your experiences with Nick Cage.
Look, we were chatting about like astrophysics, and and he's just like, keep up the good work.
That's awesome.
He's kind of like, and meanwhile, I'm like, is this Castor Troy talking, or is this Sean Archer?
You don't know. You don't know.
I just want to take your face off.
Oh yeah. We gotta. All right, you gotta do your best impression, dude. You gotta do your best impression.
Nicolas Cage. Oh man. So tell them to stay away from the LA downtown. It's going to be a little smoggy.
Oh yeah. I love that you did that. You didn't go for the Con Air. The Con Air,
Oh no. Everybody does Con Air. I can quote Face Off, like I can quote Face Off back and forth. I mean, Family Man.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. I mean, that was the other one I was going to quote, but I'll leave it for another day. It's a Christmas one.
Yeah, there you go. We'll leave it. We'll leave it for when we have you back on, because we definitely will.
That's awesome.
Let's talk a bit about Cobra Kai, man, because Cobra Kai, like, just and I think it took everyone by surprise. Like, no one was, because it was exclusively on YouTube for a while, and then came over to Netflix, and then it just kind of like found like a second win on Netflix, and now it's just blown up into this huge thing. So you played an instrumental part as a character named Famintat.
Yep. Famintat, yeah.
Yep. Who I guess kind of like shaped the origin story of the series is kind of like big bad, right? Like John Kreese. And that's no kind of like small feat, like considering who John Kreese is in the mythology of Karate Kid. So my question to you is, did you feel any pressure in taking on that role, right? Because like this is John Kreese. Like this this is the big bad.
If this were like my first gig, I think it would have been a lot of pressure for me, and a lot of it would have been self-induced. But I mean, I've done a lot of these, and I know exactly what I need to bring in energy-wise to kind of do justice. And I knew how big it was. I knew like what impact it played in the Karate Kid universe, and I owned it. Like right when I came on set, there was no small talk. I even kind of bullied the extras around. You know what I mean? Like they were my like subordinates. Method. Yeah, kind of method. And it was more set etiquette management, but done as my character to these guys. Because they want to take pictures, they want to do this. And I tell them put their phones away. We'll be playing cards. I don't even smoke. I'm smoking a cigarette. I was just total badass, like to the point where I think John Hurwitz only talked to me a couple times because he saw where like I detached myself from everything. Yeah. So there was a moment where he leaned in and he was like, "How does it feel to be the baddest motherfucker in Karate Kid history?" And I was like, "It was kind of good."
Fuck yeah, dude.
Give me a coffee.
Give me a coffee.
Give me a coffee.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Like, I mean, yeah, like that was my kind of like, because I was curious, like this is a franchise that's had, decades behind it, right? So like, how do you just kind of like come in and make it your own? And man, like I think that last kind of like half of season 3 was just so engrossing because, we never get this kind of like, who is John Kreese kind of moment. Like, how did he become who he is? And, he's only as hard as he is because he met characters like the one you played. So yeah, absolutely, dude.
Yeah, it was it's the first time you actually get a peek into why he is the way he is. So it was such a nice like Christmas treat for everyone. You know what I mean? Like everyone was like, whoa, this is why he's such a badass, or like he doesn't give a shit about anybody. And that's
dude, nerves of steel, right?
Yeah. And think about it. The guy that tortured him is even worse.
Yeah.
So that's me, right? So I had to get in that mind space. It was kind of, I meditated a lot that night when I got back to my hotel, and it was just like, it was dark. It was pretty dark.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, how do you pull yourself out of that? Right. I mean, like, cause you're so far into it. You're so far.
Look, in that hot tub and whiskey won't handle.
You go back to the hotel and you start bossing around like the bellhops.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I'm checking out tomorrow, whether you like it or not.
But sir, your checkout is at 11. No, I wanted at 12.
Yeah. I'm making elevators open itself for me. You know what I mean? I'm bossing everything around.
That's awesome, dude. Did you grow up with Karate Kid? Did you have a love for it when you were coming up?
I mean, that was, I was bullied as a middle school kid, so it kind of gave me a little hope, right? Yeah. It's just kind of, oh wow, like you could fight these bullies, and I mean, I got my ass kicked because of it, but I stood up for myself, so that's all that matters.
Totally, dude.
I think that's the joy of like doing what I do is like, you get into a certain role and you bring these stories to life, and you just never know who resonates with it, right? So that's kind of like, that's the fun part, man. It's all in the writing, it's all in the performances. So if you can touch one life, that you've done your job, right? So
yeah, totally, man. Everyone finds something. Yeah, totally. 100%.
Yeah.
So all right, man. I gotta briefly chat about Reminiscence. Like this project, when it appeared on my radar, because I'm a huge fan of Westworld. And obviously Lisa Joy, one of the two creators.
My God,
yeah, man. Like, this being her directorial kind of like debut. So I'm just like, what's this going to look like? What's the feeling of it going to be like? I have no idea. I'm coming into a completely blank. And then you get this, star-studded cast led by Hugh, right? Hugh Jackman. And he never leaves anything on the table. Like he always goes all out. So firstly, like, I mean, because we haven't seen any footage of this. We haven't seen a trailer. There's no posters yet or anything like that.
I mean, your sneak peek of it is just him.
Yeah.
Talking about
literally.
It.
Just him talking.
And it's a punch in.
Right. Exactly. So
it's a perfect teaser.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what can we expect? Like, I mean, like, without any spoilers, like whatever you can give me, like whatever is not on the NDAs that you've signed.
I mean, look, all I'll say is this. Lisa Joy wrote stuff in Westworld.
Yeah.
She's an amazing director. She's married to Jonathan Nolan, Christopher Nolan. So just put those three together. Hugh Jackman, Rebecca Ferguson, Thandie Newton, my buddy Sam Medina, right? And like, that's all I can say.
I know.
Should we do a slow punch in on my face? Like,
yeah, I'll edit this. Don't worry. Well, that was it, man. Like, I mean, I'm just like, I don't know. I want to ask you a question about Reminiscence, but I was like, man, I know he's going to be like, it's going to be so tough to chat about it because
I mean, if I could answer it, I would, but I can't.
Yeah.
But I will say this: Lisa directing, writing, and like it's amazing because she knows, she's very meticulous. She knows exactly what she wants. And there was a scene where I had a bunch of lines. I'll tell you this: I came on, I showed up to rehearsal. Well, we did rehearsals, went back, and we came back on to shoot. Well, right before I get on to set, she goes, "Hey, Han," she's rewriting it. She's like, "Hey, can you say this paragraph instead?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine." And then there's another scene that I did where I'm speaking, right? And Hugh, everyone's out there, right? Right when I open my mouth, a bug flies into my mouth. I swallow this bug and I try to hammer through the lines.
Oh my God.
And I just couldn't because it's stuck in my throat. So, and I pretty much called cut. I was like, at least I need another take. I just swallowed a bug, literally. She's like, yeah, just go again. So it was cool.
That's awesome.
We had fun. We had a blast, and a lot of people I've reunited with and met new friends, and it was amazing.
No, I can imagine, man. And trust me, I'll be there on opening day because I mean,
Awesome.
like the concept alone, and then you've got Lisa's name attached to it too, and she's earned so much goodwill from Westworld alone, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like it's just, God,
I love that show, man. I love that show,
man. That the first season alone, it's just such a mind bender, dude, like just absolutely. Like, how do you come up with something like this? Like, I honestly sat there so many times throughout like the entire show. I'm just like, how does something like this come out of someone's brain?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like,
how many times have you watched it?
I've seen the first season 3 times. I've seen season 2 twice.
And you have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah. Because the first season completely changes on a rewatch, right? I mean, like, yeah. The second season, I also loved. Season 2, I've seen that twice. And season 3 is fantastic as well. I watched that once. But yeah, I am so on board with that show. HBO did a fantastic job with that show, man. It's just like take all of the money and make this giant show. It's fantastic.
Yeah, HBO puts out some good shit, man. Like, one of my favorite shows on HBO is The Night Of. I don't know if you ever watched that.
Oh my God, man! Like with Riz Ahmed.
I mean, you're Indian, so that guy.
I was actually just rewatching that again. I watched the pilot because that
I did too. I just finished watching it, the whole thing,
dude.
The whole thing. Yeah,
that pilot is masterful, man. Like that is just the amount of time that they take with it, and it's just like, where is this going?
Yeah.
You get introduced like to Totoro's character, and like he's such a sweetheart, dude. And it's just like, man, like,
dude, and his transformation is just incredible.
Yeah.
And it's shockingly like it's real. Like it could happen to anybody.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Anyway, yeah.
No, man, that is honestly, if anyone's listening to this and they haven't seen The Night Of, highly recommend.
Please watch it.
Yeah, it was, and I don't know the full story behind this, but James Gandolfini produced it before he passed away.
Yep.
Which was awesome. I think Scorsese's name is attached to it as well. From memory, maybe not. Maybe I'm misquoting.
I don't remember seeing Scorsese, but I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I know Gandolfini was in it.
Steve Zalian is
yes.
Awesome, dude. I love Steve Zalian, man. That guy can write.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So before we do kind of like close out here, I wanted to plug your distribution company that you're part of, Kamikaze Dogfight. Talk to me a little bit about that and what you're involved in there, because I understand that it's primarily horror, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we started off as a horror feature film distribution company, but we're slowly taking in other things, documentaries and thrillers, and so what initially started as horror genre kind of evolved into anytime you're building like a culture, like a community of filmmakers, it's natural to other people be knocking on the door and like, hey, pretty cool, come in, hang out. And then once we get to know them, it's like, all right, can we distribute this? Let's do it. Can we do it to at 100%, 110%? So yeah, that's kind of been. We've got some cool films coming out, man. We've got a film called 1480 Radio Pirates. You should check it out. I want to say June, July. I think we're releasing it then, but it's amazing. Haymaker
awesome.
Haymaker was our recent one, and Clapboard Jungle. If you're a filmmaker, check out Clapboard Jungle. Justin McConnell, he's amazing. But no, we distribute films, and lately it's just been a lot of filmmakers have been coming to us because I think we take a very filmmaker friendly approach, and like they have access to call me, they can email me anytime, text me, and we kind of break that barrier down from like, there's like this hierarchy of communication. I say, man, just go straight to the CEO. Let's talk. I'm a partner in the company, so it's me and my partner Andrew Vandenhouten, who's got a film coming out on Netflix called The Block Island Sound.
Oh, nice.
Check that out.
Yeah,
you love it. You'll love it.
Yeah,
it's coming out this month. Actually,
it's on the list.
Yeah.
It's on the list.
Yeah, very soon. But no, my partner, I couldn't have asked for a better partner in the company. I mean, we complement each other perfectly, and we share a lot of the same kind of interests away from distribution. So, it's a great story because I met him on a movie that I was actually in, that was directed by Jeffrey Reddick, the Final Destination creator.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I watched Andrew on set as a fly on the wall. I watched him interact with everybody on set, and I liked him as a person. So I said, man, you're the kind of guy I want to work with. Anyway, he gave me an opportunity to be an executive producer on it. So I had my film fund, and I finished the funds on the movie. And during that relationship, we just got to talking, and we were like, man, let's just do something. Let's just shake up the industry. So this is where we're at, man. Kamikaze Dogfight.
That's awesome, dude.
Super blessed. I mean, super blessed with everyone who's been involved in it, meeting amazing filmmakers. And I think that's the joy. That's the fun part right now. Like we're producing our second movie this month, and I'm actually going to be in this one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's exciting.
That's awesome, dude. And it's so important to give like filmmakers, especially indie filmmakers, just a platform to jump off of, because like it's, like I was listening to have you heard of Brian Fogel? He directed Icarus, which won best documentary. But he directed another documentary last year, I think, or this year, called The Dissident. And he talked about on Joe Rogan's podcast about how difficult it was to actually find a distributor for that film, because it was so like controversial. Like it gets into sort of conspiracy theories with the Saudi Arabian prince and stuff like that. So, no one wanted to sort of buy it and stuff like that. So yeah, like I think it's super important what you're doing, man, with Kamikaze Dogfight, giving these filmmakers a platform. Absolutely, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's exciting, man. Like I said, the film we just love our filmmakers, and that's it's just like, I always tell them like this is not a one-off. Like I have a film fund. We're gonna go and we want to produce movies. So we like to farm within our organization.
Yeah.
And
from the inside.
Yeah. Give them a chance to, hey, what do you have? What do you got going on? Let us help you develop it. Let's see where it goes. If you have a finished product, we can shoot this. You know what I mean? Like it's just so it's cool to be able to cross-pollinate everything. Yeah.
Totally, man. That's awesome. What's because you have a website for that, right? I just want to
It's so the website is kamikazedogfight.com. It's KAMIKAZE Dogfight. And I want to say, yeah, thank you. Have you seen the animated logo yet?
Yeah, I have. I was on the website this morning.
Yeah.
It's
awesome,
sick, dude.
Man. I'm super happy about it. Like I just screened a movie that we produced. I just got the final cut. And I forgot that I gave them that animated logo. So when it came on, and like I've got 13 speakers in this room right now. So when it came on, it was like, and I just sat there like, wow. It's the little things in life, man.
Totally, dude.
Little things, I swear.
That's awesome. That's sick, dude. I love that.
Thank you.
That's just so awesome to see, like that you're just giving back to other filmmakers as well. It's sick, man. All right, last question before we head out.
Yeah.
Us being the Midnight Double Feature podcast, if you had a Sunday just to yourself, what's your double feature? What's your ideal double feature? You got two movies to put on back to back. Hit me.
Oh shit!
And yeah, you're on the spot.
2 movies back to back.
Yeah.
Gladiator.
Ooh, yeah. Get it. Get some Russell Crowe in there.
Yeah, I'll put another Russell Crowe one in there. American Gangster.
Oh, dude. Is that...
It's a mood thing. You didn't tell me what the weather was like. I had to create my own environment.
That's true. That's true.
You know,
but I love that you got 2 Ridley Scotts back to back. That's
yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, the other day I had I played Godfather, Godfather and the Goodfellas back to back.
Oh shit, man!
So it's a mood. You know, it's a mood thing. What am I drinking at the time? What did I eat dinner yet? You know, if I ate already, maybe it's Forrest Gump and Jerry Maguire. I don't know.
Nice,
you know?
Dude. Goodfellas and Godfather back to back. That's best gangster film of all time and favorite gangster film of all time. Like they're just like back to back, dude. That's awesome, man. I love that.
Yeah. It was awesome. Long. It was a long night. I want to say Goodfellas was like 2.5 hours, if I'm not mistaken.
And that was the short one.
Yeah. By the time I was done, I think it was like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. My wife and daughter were sleeping. But I have this room soundproof, so.
Oh, nice, man.
I think they can still hear me though. They're being nice.
Totally, dude. But I mean, like that is quintessential De Niro. Like, I mean, like that back to back. That's awesome.
So it's crazy because I work with him too, right? And I'm like, oh shit, I forgot I work with. Look how young he looks. You know,
it's like stepping in a time machine, right?
Dude, yeah, like I was saying earlier, there's so many pinch me moments. That's definitely one of them.
Yeah,
it's just being on set with De Niro, and twice. It was my second time, and I don't know. It was more intimate this time, but yeah, I pinched. Dude, I don't even know why I don't have like marks all over my body because I'm sure I pinch myself all the time.
Dude, you just met. You got to work twice with probably the greatest actor of all time, right? I mean, like like just someone who's always in that conversation. Like that is insane, dude.
It's been great. It's been awesome. What a blessing. I'm blessed to be here with you. I'm blessed to be able to talk about the journey and hopefully it inspires somebody, and that's all we can ask for, man.
Yeah, totally, man. This was a bunch of fun. I mean, like I had an absolute blast. I hope you did as well, man. I
did. I'm grateful I wasn't late. There's just so many time zones you got to keep track of. I'm like, was it 3:30, 4:30?
No, it's tough setting these up. So honestly, man, I really appreciate it. And this was such a fantastic interview. I really appreciate it so much. Thank you,
man.
Thank you so much.
Shout out to my publicist.
Yes,
Clint.
Yes,
Clint over at October Coast. Oh my God, the guy's amazing.
Dude's awesome.
He's another Aussie.
Yeah, is he?
Yeah.
All right, man. We gotta talk to Clint. Clint, if you're listening, we gotta get a beer.
His kid, that's cool.
Nice. We gotta get a beer, Clint. If you're around in Sydney sometime, let's chat, man. Let's get together.
Yeah. These good people, man.
Totally. But yeah, dude, thank you so much. And look, you have an open invitation to jump on whenever you want, man. Like I want to talk to you after Reminiscence. Like we gotta We gotta chat, man.
Just reach out. And I'll, of course, I'm in. So just let me know.
Thank you so much to Han for joining us, and thank you, the listener, for listening to us. I haven't heard the interview yet, but I'm sure at the time of recording this, but I'm sure it is amazing. So yeah, look, if you enjoy the episode and if you enjoy the podcast and want to support us, you can. All you got to do, go to midnightdoublefeature.com, pick up some merch. We've got t-shirts, coffee mugs, the works, or you can join our Patreon, The Green Room. I think our latest bonus episode there is Speed with Danny and Colin. That's going to be a good one. I'm a little jealous and on it. I love Speed. That's okay. I'm not going to get too mad at him. Hey, but look, if you don't want to waste your wallet, that's totally cool as well. But you can support the show just by following us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the works. The exposure helps us, man, and also, even more so, giving us a 5-star review on iTunes. That is so helpful. But regardless, look, I'm not going to beg you too much, guys. We are just happy that you are listening in the first place. So yeah, once again, sorry, no upcoming attractions this week. However, hold on to your butts, because that just means the next upcoming attractions episode is going to be jam-packed. It's going to be a jam-packed jam jar of an episode. So, yeah, look forward to it. Without further ado, I'm Matt. This is Midnight Double Feature. Thanks for joining us. Laters.